watch it back and forth. So this is where we came to, what is a balanced diet? So this was your task that you were sent. So it was learning objective 1, and it had P1, P2 attached to that. So the task was to prepare a presentation to give to perform right nutrition, outlining your knowledge and understanding of a balanced diet. So what does that tell me? A presentation. So for me, the easiest way that would have been is, or was, a PowerPoint. However, if you wanted to record yourself and give it, talking about it and think, I'm sure you could do that. Or I really do think that was the best way. I know now some of you have done it in Word format, and that's fine for now. But we can adjust that. But really, you need to have it in a PowerPoint. You need to address or some sort of presentation. We could turn your articles that you've already written when you come back to school, and we'll work on that then. So don't worry too much about that. I'd rather you just cracked on with the rest of the stuff. But it does say, for those of you that haven't finished or haven't quite got there yet, this forms part of the selection activity for the internship program at the company. As part of this presentation, you should identify components of a balanced diet. So, when you were going through your reading before, we were looking at the Eat Well plate, and it said the components of the balanced diet. They were the proteins, they were the water, they were the fats, they were the carbohydrates, they were the minerals, the vitamins, all of those kind of macronutrients, micronutrients. So you're outlining those, and you're telling me what those are, and then what percentages we should have. If we pop down to P1, it says outline the components of a healthy balanced diet, included the recommended guidelines from public health sources associated with nutrition. Now, sources would indicate you need at least 2, okay, and I have given you plenty. So you need to tell me from public health sources, what are the guidelines with all those different things? What are the guidelines for water? What are the guidelines for how much carbs? What type of carbs? Are they good carbs or bad carbs? Are they good fats or bad fats? Etc, etc. Then we're going to go down into P2. Okay, P2, describe nutritional requirements for different groups. So what does that mean? Different groups? What? Okay, so obviously the first one would be men and women. Okay, you've already kind of said about the 2,000, 2,500, but who else? What other nutritional requirements are there? Could we talk about children? Could we talk about the elderly? Could we talk about teenagers? Could we talk about sports people? Those that do long distance running, sort of very aerobic based activities? Or could we talk about people that lived a very sedentary lifestyle, so didn't do any exercise? So you're that's up to you. But as long as you had discussed the requirements for different groups, so you showed or acknowledged that not everybody is the same, not everybody needs to take in 2,000 calories. And some are more, some are less. And then to show me that why you understand that, and again feed it. Where did you get this information from? Who recommends this? Who says that? Etc. Okay, it says this presentation should be conducted using an appropriate format, and questions will be asked in order to assess the knowledge and understanding. So, of course, if we were doing this in class, maybe I would get you to stand up and present this to the rest of the class, and then we could ask you a couple of questions. It gives you some key things there. In this task, learners must use current guidelines from public health sources. So I've given them to you again. The NHS, the British Foundation, Nutrition Foundation, Department of Health, and I've given you all those links. It's not like you have to search them out. You've just got to click on them and read. This task be evidenced by recording of the presentation questions. So we'll once you've done the presentation, we'll do the questions when we come back to school, and then I can obviously do a witness statement as well. To say that. So, moving on. I gave you this. So, this has got everything that you need to learn, what you should be learning, and it's basically how I wrote your whole unit of work, and it's how your tasks that OCR have designed your task. So that would have been in, it's here. So you can see, is it? No, it's not that one. Ah, here. So this is it. So it tells you your unit aim, tells you the things that, so for unit 1, really we need to be learning all of that in order to fully address learning objective 1. So it says nutritional requirements for different groups. Woohoo! There they are. So children, young people, adults, older people, athletes, physically inactive people. So you need to be telling me about those people. Not all of them. You can just pick 2 or 3. Nutritional advice. Here we go. I know one of you has talked about food labelling. Great, but you've got to reference it. Where did you get that information from? So it's there. The components of a balanced diet. It's there. Look at it. So basically, I would structure my answer to, or my PowerPoint to this. I would put them into these. I would say, a definition of a balanced diet. Why is it important? Talk about the British Heart Foundation. Talk about obesity. Talk about what health and well-being. You might even go into self-confidence if we're overweight. We looked at the barriers of participation earlier this year, and one of them was, about how we felt. The components of diet tells you all there. So it's a very easy way to structure it. And again, the same. There we go. There's unit 2, or LO2, sorry. The energy intake, units of measurement. So all of this is what you should be learning through those tasks that I've set. So it's all there. You just need to put it together in order to create a assessed piece of work. All right, let's go back. I'm sure I'm taking enough time as it is. So going on to task 2, little monkeys, not reading. So task 2 was very, very clear. Produce an information booklet as a first task, having successfully, well done, gained an internship. So the booklet must explain energy balance and the calorific requirements for different groups and sports, the importance of hydration, and describe the use of supplementary dietary supplements. Sorry, I'm getting a bit tired now. So if we go back to here, here's our different groups that you could use them. So you can talk about, there's our sedentary people we talked about down below, there's our athletes. So just put them in as athletes rather than as children. How does it different? How does children's diets different from adults' diets? That's quite an easy one for you to describe, and then you might throw in sports or athletes at the end. But this is really what you're looking at. Look at this in order to help you to answer this. Okay, the importance of hydration. That bit wasn't there, so let's go down. There we go. Understand the importance of hydration. This is what you should be talking about, or recommending, or advising. Okay, not all of it, not every single bit, but as long as you're realizing and understanding and appreciating what is important, and they will be the points that you'll get your marks on. Okay, so yeah, that's really kind of going over it. Just with the booklets, if I would take it that maybe you don't know how to create a booklet, that's okay. So again, learning objective 2, there are 4 weeks, worth of resources for you. So there's LO2s, 4 weeks based on LO2. So loads of stuff for you to dig into and take information from. Right, creating your booklet. I did send you a YouTube link in order to create a booklet, but your booklet has to be presented in a suitable format, which is both eye-catching, which means colourful. Have something that I don't want to see black and white booklet. I want to see something with a title page. I want to see something with some pictures that directly relate. Maybe you're going to put in the Eat Well plate. Whatever it is that directly relates to what you are trying to tell me. And remember your sports. The sports that you choose, be clever. Choose ones that are completely contrasting. From a ballet dancer to a rugby player. They will have a completely different diet, the nutrition. So really do look into that. Creating a booklet, let me just pull up for you. Right, so in my Microsoft Words, mine might look a bit different to you, but hey, it's all the same. At the top, you'll find from new template. If you go into there, down the side, in most of them, you will find something. The best one that I would go into would be a brochure. So in a brochure, you've got all these different kind of pages, and you can set it out like that. And it would just look so good. You could change colours on the side, so if you don't like purples. And then there are loads of different templates that you could use in order to get your thing. And that is going to create an eye-catching booklet, and you just drop the images in. Say, for example, I kind of like this one. It looks quite easy. You could get a lot of writing in. And you're just going to change it. Okay, here's my advice, blah, blah, blah. There's some glasses of water, blah, blah, blah. Over here is going to be my, you know, etc., etc. And then goes down, and there's some more. Okay, so that would create an eye-catching booklet. Save that. And then finally, I think we're nearly finished. Okay, I talked to you about this before. This is your list of references at the end. So whoever you've used, I've outlined the ones in blue that I think you'd really just use. I don't think any of you are going to be going to books, to go into libraries or anything like that. So it's online articles, government publications. We can sort this out together, but as long as you just copy and paste the places that you're getting them from at that time, because otherwise, let me tell you, 3 years of university, going back at the end of every assignment and searching out where I got stuff from probably took the longest, longer than doing the actual article. So just copy and paste the website URL and put that down, and then the date you did it, because you can see accessed 8th of October 2009, accessed 2nd of December. So it's just the date that you got it from, and then we can find it, and I'll help you with that. Okay, so that is it. So my big advice to you, read and ask me questions. I'm always here. I can call you if you need to through Teams and go through anything you want. Normally it would be evenings are always better for me, so it's not too late for me to talk to you if you need some help, or just email me questions. Josh, you love emailing me questions, and that's great. Don't be afraid to email me. That's what I'm here for. And it takes my mind off having 3 insane children running around the place destroying my house. So yeah, all right. I hope you're all doing well. I will send that through to you. Don't worry about doing P1 and P2 again. Just carry on with where you're at, and we can come back to those because you've got all the information. It's just a case now of just putting it across, and hopefully we'll get back in together. You'll be able to do your presentation. I'll ask you a few questions in case you're missing anything, and then that will clear up those ideas. If you are super eager and you want to get above a pass, which I do expect most of you to be, look at M1 and D1, and if you have any questions about those, I will help you with those. But again, I was expecting to kind of get you to do the pass lot, and then go through the merit and distinction hopefully when we get back. But most of you are right to the merit level anyway, so I wouldn't really worry too much. Okay, and that's it from me.